Hey, Doug Greathouse here, your host of the Entrepreneurial Journey podcast. And before we get into yet another amazing interview with an incredible entrepreneur where they share their secrets of success, their story, I wanted to tell you about the Profitable Business Program. It is a program that I've put together in conjunction with Jason Webb over at the Profitable Salesman. And it is a program if you are a course creator, a coach, or an entrepreneur looking to raise your monthly revenue in as little as 6 weeks. So I don't think there's too many people that wouldn't like to do that. So I'm going to quickly put up the roadmap right here. So you can check out some of the modules. We cover everything from goal setting so you can hit your goals much faster than you ever thought possible with the strategies that we give you, creating a magnetic offer that pulls the clients to you, marketing momentum where we pack in a lot of marketing strategy as well as done for you content. We do done for you email automations, done for you sales scripts, done for you lead magnets. And in addition to that, the profit pipeline, that's where we build 2 proven high converting funnels for you. All this within 6 weeks. After that, we teach you where to get and show you the strategies to get the traffic through the traffic flow system, both organic and paid strategies. We cover those. And in the Revenue Rocket, Jason takes you through how to properly close sales, to the presentation, to the close, to how to handle objections. That's a masterclass in sales. And then last but not least, we're helping you pull in all these clients, right? How do you keep them? So the Success Amplifier is about scaling and also about client retention. So we cover that in the last module. So if you're interested in learning more about this, the link is below. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Entrepreneur Journey. And I'm so pleased to have Rolando Rodriguez with me today. How are you today, Rolando?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. So I know you're going to share your story here in just a little bit, but what I like to do initially is for just you to tell the audience just a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I'm from and out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm married. My wife and I have been together for 21 years, married 17. We have 2 great kids. My daughter's 20. She's in her 3rd year of college. My son is 16 and he's a junior in high school. I have been in the financial industry for the last 3 years. Earlier this year in April, I had a game plan put together so I could actually quit my job. And I went full-time with my financial services company. And that's what I'm here to share some stories and just some insight on how I help people.
That is amazing. Now, I have some questions. I like to getting to know you questions, but based on what you just said, I have questions other than what I sent you that I was going to ask you. So you have a daughter that's 3rd year of college, right?
Yes.
Is she close by in college?
She's about 5.5 hours away. We're in Milwaukee. She's in Des Moines, Iowa at Drake University. She's going for pharmacy. So it's quite the curriculum that she has. But yeah, it's far enough, but enough for me to just say I could jump in the car and go see her, or she could come back whenever. So I had bought her a car and she comes back randomly. But yeah, definitely we miss her all the time. She gets back next Tuesday for Thanksgiving. So
nice. See, because I'm at that point, like next year, well, after the summer, my daughter will be going away to college. And she's picked her college and it's about 3 hours away. And she was all about going to college where all her friends are going to colleges like within 10-15 miles, right? And she didn't want it to feel like high school again. So she wanted to go not too far away, but far enough away to where it wasn't just all her high school friends there, right?
And that's totally understandable. I hear that story a lot. It's funny you mentioned that, but yeah, my daughter, I don't think she just picked it because it was the best school that she felt for. She wanted to go to Madison, but she just felt like on her, because they save your spot if you qualify on her, like for P3, which is or P1 for this year, Pharmacy 1, they save your spot. But my daughter, she just says she felt it was best to just go there. But we see her at least every other month, so it's pretty good. It's hard to let her go in the beginning, but she still calls a lot, so I'm happy for that.
Nice. Yeah. Also in our college, and my daughter's picking a college, she had scholarships for running that she had to pick from. So really proud of her for that. But it's one of those bittersweet things. Yes, great that she's going to college, but at the same time gonna miss her, right? So
for sure.
really. So on to the questions. So one thing I picked up right away about you, Rolando, when I was looking at your social media is how much you promote and encourage other people. And I was like, I like this guy just from that, because some of your posts, I see you're promoting other businesses and things like that. So tell me why that's important to you.
Yes, so do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So I love helping people. I love my community. That's who I'm actually going out and reaching out to first. I know I can be licensed in every state in this country to help people, but my community is very important. And I know if there's an excellent cause, and I like to help share and donate if I can, and have other people as well. I know I was born and raised here in Milwaukee. It's not a huge city. I don't know if you've ever been here, but
Mm-mm.
at the same time, it's like it's enough people that, like, I have family, friends, they all have businesses that they run. So yeah, definitely. It costs nothing to share a post. So I love when people share my posts. So I would definitely do the same and turn around and do the same. And if you're in a position to donate to a good cause, then that's even better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was going to mention, in addition to sharing about other businesses, you share about nonprofits, charities, etc. And I love the fact that you're out there building relationships in your community, because that says a lot about you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. And that's just how I've always been. I love to help where I can.
Nice. So I know you and I have talked before, and I know you have visited Hawaii several times. We've had a few conversations about that. So what, I don't think you answered this when I asked you about Hawaii before. Maybe you did, but what was your favorite trip and why?
I'm gonna choose Kauai just for the fact that it was very personable. My daughter at the time, she was 12 years old. I'll never forget asking her, my wife and I asking her if she wanted a quinceañera, which is a 15th
Mm,
birthday party. And she said no. She just right away said, I don't want that. And I said, okay, well, I'll tell you what, if you turn 16, when you turn 16, I'll buy you a car, or I'll take you on a trip when you turn 15. What do you want? It was like as if she had it planned. She was like,
mm.
I want to go to Hawaii. I'm like you had this planned the whole time. But we planned a trip to Kauai and Maui. And Kauai, for the first half of the trip, that's the one that my wife and I, it's just breathtaking. We did hiking up the mountains. We just breathtaking pictures, like
Mm.
on top you can see the ocean from afar. We did the UTVs. We drove around with the tour guide, and he showed us where the Jurassic Park was first
Oh,
filmed.
nice.
It's just unbelievable. The sun feels different out there. Just lots of greenery, very scenic. There was it's like a more quiet two-way road around the entire island. And there was this smoothie shop that we saw every morning, and we'd stop to get a smoothie bowl. Everything was just so fresh coconut water,
Mm.
right out they open the top door straw. And that there was quite the trip. And that's the island that I will always remember the most. And of course the beaches, of course, I always love the beaches. So
Nice. Yeah. We are planning. I'm turning 50 this year. I know.
oh,
I look 25. No.
you do. I would have never guessed 50. Wow.
No, I am turning 50 this year, and that is my daughter graduating and me turning 50. That's our trip to Hawaii. I think we're going to the Big Island though. So looking forward to that. Um here's an interesting question for you. This is just like one of those fun questions. If you were given the chance to play a small part in any movie franchise, what movie franchise would that be and why?
So I guess I never gave it a shot, but I don't think I'm Hollywood material. I'm a very here's what I would pick. I would rather do a voiceover, and it would be probably on The Simpsons. Growing up, I was a huge Simpson fan. My kids know that I love The Simpsons. I watched it a lot more back when they were growing up. Even now, I don't recall. Like I used to at least open an episode here and there. I think I would rather be myself. My daughter even had, I don't know if you had seen that the Simpsons, they had frame where they put you on the Simpsons couch and they create Simpson characters for yourself. And my daughter bought that for a gift for me a few years back. I loved it. So we're all in there and I'm in the middle. I would play myself, or I would definitely just be a voiceover for another character. That would be awesome.
That sounds really cool. Really, really cool. Okay. This I do a shameless plug, so I hope you don't mind. I have a book coming out with that I am one of the lead authors on with Danica Trouble. It's called Dear Younger Me, I Wish You Knew. So I've been asking all the guests around this question, Like if you could go back in time and talk to your younger self, what would you tell them, and what age would you be when you went back to talk to them?
Sure. I'm gonna have to pick the age 23. That was when my daughter was born. And I would definitely tell myself, like, I would definitely have to work on my mindset right out the gate. Be more patient. I would definitely have a budget. I would start saving early for everyone in my family, especially my kids, college funds, because that's something I didn't have a chance to do when I was younger, because we're it's like kids having kids. And I would only buy a house if it aligns with our plans, because that there didn't work in our favor. We bought a house that we should have never bought. We were in debt when we bought the house. Then we lost the house. And that time goes really fast. I mean, it really does. Time goes so fast. And before you know it, it's like my daughter's in college, my son's about to go to college, and here we are. And it's like I can imagine what the next 20 years are going to be. So I'm living for every moment right now and enjoying what I'm
Nice,
doing.
nice. All right, so on to the next question. This is one of my favorite things to ask. It's the fill in the blank question. I ask all the entrepreneurs a different fill in the blank question, and your fill in the blank question is: most entrepreneurs don't realize blank when they are considering or just getting started in their entrepreneur journey.
I'm going to have to go with the importance of mindset.
Mm.
And the reason why I picked on that is because there's a lot of let's say, so when I started my business, there's a lot of doubt that comes into your mind. There's a lot of, you could talk yourself out of anything. So people start to doubt themselves. I think if you're an entrepreneur, you're going to understand what that really means, because I've worked on my mindset I started in 2020. So as time went on, I really focused on it over the last year. And I think that it's all about just the little wins and stacking small habits that become better in your world, in your mind. Because if you let that get out of control, the moment you have negative thoughts, the moment you have, I mean, that could spiral your entire life. I've seen it happen, and I think I realize how powerful it is to have control. And now I just tell myself, you're just going to get 1% better every day. You can't do this overnight. So work on yourselves. The small wins go a long way. So that there definitely mindset is huge.
Yeah, and I think one of the misconceptions is that once you have your mindset set, it's done. It's daily work. It's a progressive,
Agreed.
because negative mindset can creep back in, right? If you allow it, it can creep back in. So you have to stay consistent with your mindset.
Definitely. Yep.
You never know when you're going to hit a valley, and you're going to need to keep that mindset. Like, a mindset's easy when you're riding high, right?
Yes.
It's when you're in the valleys that you really need that mindset to persevere and push through.
And I love that you said valleys, because of the fact that it's like last year, I felt like I was in a good place. And, as soon as I feel like last year, if this is like a line here of median, there was more lows, but as soon as the highs hit, it's like, yay. And then it's like you're back down. But this year, because I've worked on my mindset so much, there's more highs. And when the lows go down, I'm able to control it more. So yes, it does come with highs and lows, and you have to write it all out. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You just deal with it, and you have to focus. And yeah, you can do it if you shift your mindset.
Yes, yes. So great. Now, to the heart of the interview, I want to know, you've alluded to it a little bit. I want to know your story. Like, however long, like, there's no time limit on this podcast. We can run for an hour. But I want to really know whatever you want to highlight. Highlight the valleys again, the lows, the highs, and your journey, like what you did before you were an entrepreneur, and then kind of where you are now.
Okay. So here's the cool part. I did web development. I was a web developer for 14 years. And leading up to where I'm at now, like I mentioned earlier this year, is when I actually had a game plan to leave corporate and go full-time with this with my business here. But I actually started this business back about 8 years ago. And at that time, I learned a lot. I had my senior broker at the time. He helped me put some stuff in place that I wish I would have had when I was obviously younger, but you always start somewhere. And I was grateful for that. It's just, I had dabbled a little bit. My mindset was not ready. I wasn't ready to take on, the entrepreneurship, that the responsibility that came with it. I did it, but it's like I didn't, if that makes any sense. So fast forward, after I had to re-get my license, but I ran back into the company on 2020. Pandemic had just started. I said, I have more time now. I had grown a lot. My mind had grown more, and I said, I can do this. This is my passion. This is what I love doing. I love helping people. And it made it a lot easier to the Zoom era that took off, because now we have slides before. I'd have to go to people's houses, and I still can. That's not a big deal. It's just, I can help people in California. I can help people in Florida, Illinois. So that's the power of Zoom. And the transition was pretty easy there was really no struggles as far as like transitioning over from full-time to, my full-time day job to doing this now, is because of the fact that they allowed me to work part-time the whole time, like after work, weekends. There's trainings all the time. They train you from A to Z. I don't have a college degree. I didn't go to college for this stuff. It's out there. A lot of it is just learning from the right person, and we have so many great mentors in our company that allows that. So yes, we take trips together, all of it. I absolutely love it, and that's my passion now. I'm going out, I'm doing financial education. It's a failure in our country here. They don't teach this stuff in school. So I'm here going out, and teaching people and showing people exactly how they can get ahead in life, and they don't have to be afraid. Because I think a lot of people they don't know where to begin. They don't know where to start. People don't have a simple budget. I didn't when I was younger. So simple as that. We're a full financial services company, and that's exactly what I'm here for.
Wow, I could pull so much out of your story to talk about. One of those things is, let's just talk about the education piece, because our education system is antiquated. It's back from the Industrial Revolution, when they were training everyone to go to factories, right? It's still kind of like that. Like yes, you'll have your top tier that go to be doctors and lawyers, but it's trying to churn out a lot of factory workers.
Absolutely right.
So and you look at, and the other piece is like, how many, you mentioned not having a college degree, how many I'd love to know the statistic, I'll look it up, of how many entrepreneurs actually don't have college degrees. I know a lot in my circle do not, because they don't want to go that route. They want to make their own path.
Agreed.
So it's just crazy. So
no, definitely. And like, same here. I can definitely say that a lot of people I know, we didn't go to traditional, 4-year colleges. My daughter is the first one in our family to actually go to a college. My parents didn't. My wife's parents didn't. It was all the blue collar. And, I think now it's just glamored up. I was a web developer, but they tell you what you're worth, like in corporate. I knew I wanted to make more money. That was a big reason why I left too. I said, I didn't have enough money, or didn't sit down with anyone when my daughter, my daughter and son were born, so I couldn't save enough money. But at the same time, it's like for myself too, for my future. So now we're on track to hit our goals, but at the same time, it's like no one was there to do it. And I just feel corporate, that you're limited on what they tell you they're going to give you. They tell you what you're worth. And that's where I felt like I know I could make more money doing financial services, going out and having fun and teaching people. So that's where I felt like it's huge for me.
Yeah, there's several things though. I think you have to be a certain type of person, or to become a certain type of person, to be an entrepreneur. There's amounts of discipline, and as you had mentioned, mindset, that are very important. If you're not disciplined, like if you think you're going to go into, like the term freedom is used a lot in entrepreneurship, which you do have freedom in entrepreneurship. But if you go into it think I'm just going to sit on the beach all day, your dreams don't work unless you do, right?
There you go.
So it definitely takes mindset and drive. So
valid point for sure.
Really, really cool. So now I really want to get into your expertise, and we do a secret question on every one of these shows. So the secret question for you is around your expertise. What is the secret? We just mentioned freedom. What is the secret to financial freedom?
Okay. So obviously there could be numerous answers to this, but I'm going to tell this story because this one here is what I really think I feel at least one point in my life. So I'm going to take my daughter as an example. She's 20 now, 30 year in college, but if we go back to when she was born, if I had someone that was in my position to come and sit down and talk with my wife and I and say, hey, if you don't save this money here, you're going to end up when she's 18, you're going to be pulling loans out for her for $25,000, $30,000 a year. That's what we're doing right now for my daughter because we didn't plan.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone was there to say, hey, this is all you have to do and you can see your future, I think anyone at that time would say, I'm going to, no, I was broke then too, but it's like, you will do what it takes to make sure that it happened. I always say, yeah, we were broke growing up, but I was just a horrible saver. I think if you have a job, if you could save $5 a month, that's a good habit. You stack that and you have to start saving more.
Mm-hmm.
You just, saving is a habit, but so is not saving. So back to my daughter, had someone had set something up for her. Now she's walking across the stage. She's walking across, she grabs her diploma, she turns around and she says, thank you. And we're proud parents. And she says, thank you for not making sure that I don't have any student debt. And what is that? That's freedom now because she gets to go on with her career, not worrying about in 6 months because she just started in her career. And after 6 months of college, you're done. You get that first bill and then she'll have debt for the next 20 years. I hear it all day, every day. And then you can imagine the interest rates. So that's what I feel is like, if you want to hear out at least how I help people, especially because it hits me with heart, when it comes to kids. Like I'm helping people now with kids and they understand when I finally sit down and show them the power of how I'm able to help them. Like, hey, you're not gonna have to worry about them, when they go to college. You're gonna be able to use what you've saved for them. But not only that, it's like they're gonna be able to use that money to pay off student loans and all that. So that's the power that I talk about in that story there for financial freedom.
Nice, nice. What are the most important financial steps based on where someone is in life? Meaning, what is the ideal financial path? Like when they're a young adult, when they're middle-aged, when they're retirement, and then when they're looking to pass on their assets.
I'm gonna say for sure for all three, a budget is huge. I think no matter what age you get to, it should just be automatic. You should know what money's coming in and what money's going out. I tell everybody it's going to save you because I know people who just swipe cards and they don't know what they have. Some people pray that there's enough money in there. It's like you have to budget. So no matter what age you are, I always say budget. I don't care how much money you make. You should always have a budget. In my younger self, I always said I didn't even have a budget. We just lived paycheck to paycheck. But the young version, or you said young adult, that's
young
right.
Adult, yeah, like think college age, just coming out of college.
Yeah, for sure. Save money, invest early. If you have kids early, I would definitely children's education is huge. They're young, they have a lot of time, they have a lot of compounding interest that can happen and work in their favor. I wouldn't buy a house unless it makes sense. I feel a lot of people feel like that's the number one goal, and it's expensive, and I think people buy more house than what their income is, and that's a failure there because now they don't have enough money to save for their future as well, or they save a little and they say I'm still young, but before you know it, it's like fast forward 15 years, it's like now you have to save double, triple the money to hit your dreams and goals. As you approach retirement age, I always say maximize your retirement contributions. I think that's huge. And just just make sure you don't have any debt, anything huge debt that's lingering around before you get into retirement, because your money that your nest egg you built, you want to be able to live your life without having so much debt. And then what you leave behind, I think if you ask, if I like, what's your last name worth? That is huge there. A legacy, it obviously it could be money too, but generational wealth, because that's what we teach as well. But at the same time, it's like, what are you doing? Like, are you going to be remembered as the uncle or the grandpa or whoever that complained all the time, that was just talked about money, was always worried? Or are you gonna, that's all mindset too, but it's like, you're gonna leave a legacy behind of man, that was my favorite uncle, or my brother was so awesome, like he was the life of the party. And that goes hand in hand just with overall just one person. So I always say, what's your last name worth? And that's a good one to think about for leaving anything behind for the next generation.
Yeah. Legacy to me, like, look at your children. That's your legacy. Like, what are you pouring into your children, right?
There you go.
Whether it's financial or not, like, that's not necessarily financial. So what I'm really trying to say is, like, if you're setting them up for success, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah, you're there for them for sure. Yeah, because I know a lot of kids these days, it's sad that there's only one half there and then the other half isn't. So they need more loving. And I hope that wish them the best, but at the same time, it's like that they down the road with their kids, they can say, you want to know something, I'm gonna make sure that this never happens, and I will leave a legacy for being a better father or a better mom. So it's huge.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, one more question. What do you find that people often invest their money in that's best leveraged elsewhere?
I'm gonna have to go with the 401k. So the reason why is because it was replaced because pensions were going extinct, and they obviously pensions could still be there. It's just they realized they can make more money off of 401ks. So it's just kind of sad because that's a traditional way of saving right now, but they make it seem like it's the only way to retirement. So I get when I meet with people, it's just sad when I ask them, like, well, do you have any idea on a scale from 1 to 10 how a 401k works? So it's usually a 5 or 6. Some people didn't even know it was in the market, your money. I'm like, okay, well, here's what I'm here to show you. But that just goes to show that the educational part there is lacking as well. I think HR with every company just knows how to fill out the paperwork, and you have questions for her, you got to go to the company to ask. But yeah, that the 401k I feel is a huge letdown. It's a government account. It's tax code still, but at the same time, there's other tax codes you could take advantage of and be able to make your money work for you. And that's what I'm here for as well. I help to educate and show people there's other ways. I get some people are really attached. They're like, well, I get the 5% match, I get 7% match. It's like, that's fine too. If that's what you want to keep, let's allocate the rest to anything after that. And then we can work to see if another account works for you. And the index strategies is what I mainly teach. So that there is huge. So that's exactly what I try to show people.
Nice. Again, the question I didn't have on the sheet that I sent to you that I was going to ask you, I want to know, like, I actually want you to tell the audience, like, all the type of financial services that you can provide for them, or just a range.
Sure. And I'll say this, like, all my services are completely free. I don't charge a dime for anything. I can meet with you for a few hours and it's all free. If something makes sense, we move forward. But if we do, it's the companies that pay me, because of the fact that we can be appointed with over 78 plus rated companies. And I'll just name a few, like Pacific Life, Nationwide, Transamerica, Athene. We do a lot of index annuities, so that's another huge one with the theme. North America, there's just so many companies, so many great companies, and not everyone qualifies, for one. It could be something else, but those are the top ones that we deal with. But if we have to, they're Prudential, all the rest are in the back. But as far as like trusts, estate, we have third parties that we were partnered up with. It's just a matter of setting up an appointment with these, to get more free information. Obviously that if you move forward, you pay for it, but let's see, as little as a budget. I mean, like I said, some people don't know how to handle a budget or what a budget should look like. So I teach them that, how to get out of debt. If it's a smaller amount of debt, I've been in debt. So much money, thousands back in the day. I know how to help them get out of debt. But we also, if it's over, tens of thousands, then we work with another third party company that we're partnered with. We send them there, and they're able to help them organize and get out of debt slowly. Just a lot of educational part is just like term insurance, living benefits. Imagine getting sick. Tomorrow, if you get sick, I always ask people, what would your 401k pay you? I doubt they're going to pay you anything, but cancer, there's critical illness, chronic illness, cancer, stroke, ALS, organ transplant. If you're in a huge wreck, it's like all of this that we have, that funeral concierge, that there alone, you can plan your entire funeral. Some people hate talking about death. It's like, I'm sorry, we all have the same journey. It's our destiny, but at the same time, wouldn't you rather be prepared? If there's a couple and one person died, it's like, how do you expect to replace that income? We just help by educating across the board. Those are the highlights of how I'm able to help anybody. So
yeah. And if I could add to that,
yeah,
there's no bad time to get financially fit, right?
nope. I get people who are in their 40s, 50s, and I feel like I think a lot of people are scared. They're scared to face the facts that maybe they are in a financial ruin. Maybe they feel like there's no hope. But I get people who don't comment on any of my posts, but I see them out and they're like, hey, do you think you can help me? And I'm like, let's see what we can do. Like, that's what I'm here for. Everything's confidential that we talk about. Like, I'm not here to shame you. I'm here to help you. So any age, I said, what if you want to start building wealth, when do you think is a good time to start? How about today?
Yeah.
So yeah, and I can show you how it's not like, hey, you're gonna have to save X amount of dollars right now. It's like, I'm not here to take all your money. I'm not here to take all of anyone's money. It's realistic numbers that they're gonna have to realize, like, yes, you're gonna have to save more, but at least you start somewhere. We said, start stacking good habits, and then over time you stair step that to be able to get to your dreams and goals in retirement.
Yeah, and I can second one of the other things that you said, is that when my family started going on a budget, that was one of the pivotal pieces of transforming our financial future. So
yeah.
Just me myself, I'm on the budget side, but I'm also on the investment side, right? So I don't lean all the way to Dave Ramsey. I believe in a lot of things that he teaches, but I think some of it is geared towards certain individuals.
Yes, definitely agreed.
He has a target market, and then there's other people that fit more into a different financial structure market. So
agreed.
So there's wisdom on both sides.
Definitely.
So what else? There was something else I was going to ask you, but it's lost in my head. So what I'd like to do is I ask. Well, thank you first of all, Rolando, for being a part of this Entrepreneur Journey interview, and I apologize for all the technical problems that we had during the interview, but it has been a delight. So is there anything that you want to tell people as far as where to go to find out more about you, or how they can tap into your services?
Sure. So at the moment, I haven't started making videos on TikTok. I opened an account, but what I'm going to do is, I'm so happy I'm doing this because this is going to give me the courage to start making more videos. And then for now, let's just Facebook. So facebook.com/ rolando.financial.professional. And that there, I will eventually, I'm working on a one-off landing page that'll just have kind of a bio, who I am, and maybe a contact form, as well as all my social media. I'm on LinkedIn as well, but let's just start with Facebook, and then whoever is sent there, they can add me as a friend, they can follow me, they can see all my posts, things that I post, things like that. And you can always reach out and direct message. I'm here to help. And like I said, services are all free. Doesn't hurt to just have a free checkup. I always say, it's like, let's just see if there's anything that makes sense that I can help you with. If not, no worries at all. So
Yeah, I love that contact approach, and the reason why is because I can tell you about building relationships, right? What better place to build relationships than on social media, right? That's what it's built for. So you'll know, like, you'll see his personal page, you'll see like what I saw, that he's always promoting and encouraging people. He's nonprofits, charities, other businesses. He is a man of the community, from what I can tell, and he has your best interests at heart. So we all know there are people in the financial realm that some don't have your best interest at heart. They have their best interest, but he just told you his consultation is free. So there's no harm in at least having a conversation with Rolando, knowing that he's going to do what's best, give you the best advice possible for you and your situation. So thank you so much. The last question that I ask every entrepreneur is, do you have any parting advice for the other entrepreneurs?
Yeah, sure. So how about, don't lose your faith and believe in what you are doing. Just continue working hard and working on your mindset. And that's basically it. So thank you. But thank you so much, Doug, for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. And until next time, entrepreneurs, keep moving forward.